What's up guys, Kami here, and I know it's been a while, but I'm actually going to make a video later on today and upload it explaining why I've been so inactive lately. I briefly explained it in my last video, which was 2 weeks ago now, but I will make a separate video explaining all the problems and everything I have planned, because I do have some good things planned for this channel now. I've since I haven't been able to make videos, I've just been coming up with ideas for them. Now my computer still has a bit of problems with it, so I will have to sort them out. Also, sorry if the sound is kind of quiet. I've had to reformat my computer a second time in 2 weeks, so it's not. I don't have my editing software back. I'm still using Windows Movie Maker, and I'm using a microphone. So hopefully it'll get better. But anyway, let's get on with this. This is my review for Bleach Chapter 561, The Villain. So we start off and we see Kensei. He gets back up. He's really badly injured, on he's worse than what we honestly thought he'd be. And he goes straight for Mask, and Mask just takes him out no problem. He pretty much blocks every attack Kensei throws at him. Kensei cannot do anything to him, and I'm just like, dude, use your mask. There's obviously a reason they're not using their mask, and I'm gonna get into that later on in the video. But Mask just starts using all these Star Eagle kick, I think it was, and Star Headbutt, and then Kensei goes one more punch to get him. James cheers him on, and Mask grabs his hand, breaks his arm, and throws him straight to the ground. And then he jumps on him, and Kensei's arm is then actually gone. If you look at the panel carefully, the bottom half of his arm is gone. Underneath his elbow, it's gone. He's lost. He's gone to. He's in the no arm club now. Well, he has half an arm, I guess, so he's not quite there yet. But so Kensei's out for the count, and then we hear James scream. Well, we don't hear him, we see him scream, and then Mask turns around. Rose has it. Rose just does not fuck around. He takes James out immediately. Mask goes mad at him, and Rose is just like, Kensei gave me this opportunity, I'm not gonna waste it, and he immediately goes Bankai. And now I don't know how many of you know, but I am a huge Rose fan. In fact, I'm not just a huge Rose fan, I'm a Rose cosplayer. And I'll actually throw up a picture at the end of this video if you want to check it out of me cosplaying Rose. I didn't actually think the cosplay turned out very well, but I tried what I could. I don't have a Zanpakuto, so. But yeah, I'm a Rose cosplayer and I'm a huge Rose fan. He's currently my favorite living character, and I will get into that later. I do think he is still alive. Unlike you, Charles, I know you think he's not. But I personally think he is, and there's proof. So let me get into that later on. Rose goes Bankai, and I think it's what was it, Kinshara Budan, and basically means the Dancers of Death. And we see all these huge pair of hands, and all these weird mummy-looking things. And you know what these remind me of? Have any of you ever played Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time? Do you remember when you go into the future, and you go to Castletown? And you see all these weird mummy things. That's what they remind me of, and they're really creepy. They used to scare the shit out of me as a kid, but they remind me of them. So I think that was pretty cool. Like, they're really creepy, and Rose uses 3 different dances. I can't. What was the first one? Sea Breeze or something like that. Where basically they spin around Mask and water comes everywhere. This shocks Mask. He's like, "What? Why is there water everywhere?" He obviously thinks it's a water type Zanpakuto, and then Rose uses his second dance, Prometheus, which I thought is a cool name because, the movie and shit like that. Obviously, there's more to it than that. And then they just go up in flames, and Mask is getting burnt, and he's like, what's going on here? Water and fire? No, that can't be right. Must be an illusion. And then now this, Rose, you done so well until this part. You really did. I mean, you weren't taking shit. You were just doing what you had to do. You were taking him out like you should be. But then you go and explain your abilities. This is your downfall. Now, you're still an awesome character in my opinion. Still my current favorite living character. And he explains that his Zanpakuto's third ability is music, and it basically, they are illusions. But once the opponent hears the music, it'll take over his heart, and the illusions will become real. I've noticed that the Vizards tend to have very unique abilities. Shinji's was a lot like Aizen's, and now Rose is kind of similar if you think about it. I'm kind of curious now what the rest will have. But yeah, he explains it, and he's like, "You won't be able to breathe." And then Mask does the smartest thing I've ever seen a character do in this to just to stop their abilities. Destroys his eardrums. I'm impressed with Mask. First time I saw him, I was like, he's probably gonna get on pretty easily. But in my opinion, he's been the most successful Stern Ritter out of any of them. He's taken out Ikaku, Yumichika, Isagi, Kensei, and he takes out Rose here. That's 5 characters. 2 of them are visored captains, and the other 3 are lieutenant class characters. Actually, Isagi and Ikaku, they're near captain class. They might as well be. And Yumichika has no pushover either, especially when he uses his true abilities. But Mask has impressed me more than any Stern Ritter. Now, he's still not my favourite Stern Ritter. That's honour still goes to Bambietta. But, you know, Mask he's impressive. Anyone who doesn't like Mask, I mean, come on. You gotta admit he's done better than Asnot, who, yeah, did almost kill Byakuya, and he probably would have if it wasn't for, the fan base. So, done better than Asnot, Basby, BG9, Kangdo, Bambietta. Who else has fought? He's done better than Hashwalt as well, to be honest. Because Hashwalt, although Hashwalt hasn't been in a proper fight yet, so we can't really say anything about that. But yeah, he done better than, was it Royd or Lloyd who fought Yamamoto? He done better than him as well. I mean, Mask is impressive. So, you can't say he's a bad character. He's a very good character, and I was watching a few reviews, and I'm starting to think, are the Quincy's really the bad guys? Mask is really made out to be the hero in this. And now, just as Rose is about to use his final technique, and Mask destroys his eardrums, which I think, if I recall correctly, grow back. They do grow back as far as I know. But anyway, he does that, and he makes this really creepy face, and this kind of adds to the whole Quincy's being a good guy, especially the name of his last attack. Now, I can't remember the German name, because it was German for some reason. And not, I think it was English or Greek or something the last one was. I don't know. But anyway, he makes this really creepy face, and the attack is called something to do with the hero will fall or something like that. And I was just kind of thinking, the name of the chapter, Mask saying he's the hero, and now Rose kind of saying he's the hero as well. It kind of makes you think. Now, go back and watch Charles' Anime World's video. Are the Quincy's really evil? If you want to see more about that, he made a very good video. I'm not gonna quote anything from it because you should go watch it because it's a good video. Shout out to Charles Anime World, of course, because he's a great reviewer too. And I'm sure if you're sub to me, you're sub to him. So yeah, go check him out as well. And while you're at it, check out the rest of them. Shin Megami X, the Elite Ace, all them, King Recon, them. Check them all out. But anyway, yeah. And then Mask goes to use the star thing in it, and to me this reminded me of Tri-Beam from Dragon Ball Z Tien's attack. That's what it reminded me of. But anyway, he used it, and the star goes straight through Rose, and he's got a star-shaped hole. Now, a lot of people were very confused on this panel because it looked as if Rose was actually cut in half. He wasn't. That was smoke coming from the star-shaped hole in his body, and he falls straight down, and he just goes shit and falls. Now, this is the reason I know he's not dead, because Mask even we see Rose's finger moves in one panel, and Mask even states that, oh, you're still alive, and then he goes to finish him off, but Renji steps in the way. Now, I think the reason Kubo is taking the visors out now is because I think the Quincy's are going to have to retreat. Or maybe not retreat, or the Shinigami may have to retreat because they're so badly injured. And I think there's going to be another big battle after this. And then that's when Shinji, Kensei, and Rose will get their time to shine. This is also why I think Basby left. This is also why I think Kangdo got in the way of Basby. Because I do think Rose will fight Basby, and we'll get to see the true power of his Bankai. Now, Rose's Bankai is awesome. I'm just going to say that. His Bankai is one I've wanted to see for ages. Once we found out that he was a former captain, I was just like, oh yes, I cannot wait to see his Bankai. Because Rose is not only my favourite visor, but he's currently my favourite living character. But overall, he's my third favourite character. My top 2 are dead. I'm not going to tell you who they are, you can probably guess. Not gonna tell you who they are because I actually plan to make a top 10 video. But yeah, I mean, like, and just as Mask does the second wave attack, Renji gets in the way and he is badass. Now, honestly, I don't know how Rose is going to get out of this, but I know he will because I don't think he's done for right now. I'm not saying that as a fan, you know, I've looked at the panels, he is still alive. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to come back from him. He's going to be out of action for a while, but, you know, he'll be back, he'll be back. We've seen worse injuries in Bleach. So, yeah, that's essentially it. I cannot wait next week. Next week, I think, now, one thing Kubo has to be careful of. Mask destroyed his eardrums. Now, as far as I know, Quincy's don't have quick regeneration unless he can use Reishi to restore his eardrums. But Mask asked who he is, and Renji revealed himself and said he's the villain. Now, that's also another thing to go towards Quincy's being a good guy. But if Mask can hear that, yeah, it's kind of a plot hole. You know, small one, but plot hole nonetheless. So, yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So next week, I think, you know, there'll be a confrontation between Renji and Mask. I don't think the fight will end next week. Not a chance. I think Renji will go Bankai, and it'll probably end at that chapter. Now, as far as I know, we are getting a 2 or 3 week break around Christmas time, so I'd say next week will be the last one until the new year, which sucks because I'm only just back. But I do think that's what's going to happen. But during that break, I will be uploading videos. Do not worry, I am back. So do expect videos from me. I will be making them. If you have any ideas, throw them in the comments below. I'd gladly make them if I can. So yeah, that's this week's chapter of Bleach. I gotta give this one a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, but this chapter was so good. Mask, most impressive Stern Ritter so far. Rose's Bankai, very, very cool, and he does not take shit from anyone. But then the downfall is he told him his ability. But the reason I think that was because Kubo was trying to tease Rose's Bankai for when he fights Basby, and I do think he'll beat Basby. But yeah, that's it for this week's chapter. Hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry about the sound quality and the fact that I haven't had the video up in ages, but I am going to make another video later. Either later or tomorrow. Just keep an eye out for it. I will be making it. And yeah, this is Green Economy. I'll talk to you later.